Hello, I'm here with Priti Patel. Please introduce yourself.
Hi there, I'm Priti Patel. I'm the Member of Parliament for the Witham constituency, which is in Essex.
And you've been in Parliament for 1 year now. How's it been?
Well, it's been a real eye-opener, quite a revelation, to be perfectly honest. I have a private sector background, so coming straight into Parliament, which is very much the public sector ethos, was a bit of a shock to the system. But it's tremendous, I have to say, in my first year, in terms of what I've been able to achieve for my constituents, for my constituency, the opportunity to ask questions of ministers and the Prime Minister. It's been a tremendous experience, it really has.
And what advice would you give to a woman thinking about entering politics now?
Well, I would really encourage them to get involved with a political party and the grassroots, because I think you can learn a great deal from grassroots activism, not just from knocking on doors, but campaigning on local issues, the type of issues that make a big difference to local community or to local people. And I do think as a woman in politics, any women that get involved in politics, they'll have such a different sense of perspective compared to the men, basically, that they'll have an alternative view to offer, a different way of working, that I think is a tremendous asset. So I'd encourage them to get involved in issues and campaigns locally, and to really then, get experience, see if they want to take it further, and then of course they can talk to Women2Win about how they can then get involved at a national level.
And if they're thinking about running later on in life, so they have other jobs at the moment, and obviously they're thinking about doing their pre-assessment board training, what kind of things can you get involved in to sort of up your networking skills, your public speaking skills, your support network within the political arena?
Well, I think there are so many things that they can actually do, and obviously with the Conservative Party there are plenty of speaking opportunities, lots of networking events, conferences, etc. Party conferences are always good to go to because you just meet so many people, hundreds of people with lots of experience, and there'll be lots of invitations to go and speak at associations, go and visit constituencies as well, so I'd encourage people to do that. Also, and I don't think we talk about this enough, I mean, I'm involved with Conservative Friends of Israel, which is just sort of one group, Conservative Friends of India, because of my background, and I'm Indian, and I do think there are lots of other networking groups and opportunities within the Conservative Party that if you've got a natural interest, a particular country in the world or a particular issue, whether it's arts, the family, law, whatever, there are plenty of opportunities to get involved with organisations there too.
And you've had quite a strong background in sort of other work, other than working for the Conservative Party. You worked for public affairs consultancy. How important is it to have this background and work away from politics?
Well, I think everybody should work away from politics, first of all. I mean, I've spent over 10 years working in the communications industry internationally, and I've worked abroad, I've worked for all sorts of big multinational companies, and I would urge everybody to actually have a proper job before they even consider doing politics. And I'm very public about the fact that I probably could have spent another 10 years outside of Westminster before I even got myself elected, and that would have been no bad thing, it really wouldn't. I think having a different sense of perspective, some other experience in life is really valuable, whether it's in the private sector or the public sector, but a different aspect of life, because you will inevitably bring those skills and experience to Westminster. And I also think it is important that people understand that coming to Westminster, being a Member of Parliament, is not a 9-to-5 job. You've got to go in with your eyes wide open, as you would with any other profession, and be prepared to sort of do the graft in, learn everything in terms of what Westminster is about, what Parliament's like, how it functions, etc., etc. So you effectively bring in your previous skills from your outside job into Westminster, but you just apply them in a totally different way.
Brilliant. And sort of what is the reality of being an MP for someone who doesn't really have an idea of what it entails? What things, maybe 3 words you use to describe it that would mean that they can prepare?
Well, I'll start with words that people will be surprised by. It is challenging, it is highly frustrating, but actually it is exhilarating as well. It's challenging in the sense that you effectively, as a new Member of Parliament, or Members of Parliament, you're dealing with a big bureaucracy, so you can't get things done as you would perhaps in a previous life, in the private sector, where you can sort of get things done very quickly. Decision making happens very fast, and naturally that is frustrating. But as I said earlier on, it is exhilarating when you can affect change, do something different that's going to have a positive impact on your local community, or transform people's lives as well. well. And I do think, I mean, that is the key function, I think, as a Member of Parliament. You're here to conduct and be part of public service, and that, I think, is one of the most exhilarating and rewarding aspects of the job.
And finally, are we far off from seeing our next female leader of a party?
I don't think so, partly because in the Conservative Party we have some outstanding female members of Parliament, and also those that have done other things but understand what public sector is all about, the public service is all about. So on that basis, I think, you know, there's a lot of people to choose from.
All right, thank you so much for your time.